So if you have been able to save money up and you want to consider investing in local housing, Realtor Carlos Gutierrez from Pacific Sotheby's International joins us now and says, good, because now's the time, right? So if you are able to save, you're saying do it now.
Yeah, you know, there's no time better than the present right now to invest in real estate, I believe, because, you know, you go over time, you go 2, 3, 5 years, the market's going to go up, it's going to go down, go up. In San Diego, if you take a look at it, I mean, I live at the beach area, and I've seen what I could have bought in the early 2000s, you know, in the hundreds of thousands for oceanfront, and now I'm taking a look at now, they're 2, 3, 4 million. You look in the East County, or even where we were talking about where you live, I mean, they were maybe in the 200,000, now they're probably in the $600,000-$700,000 range. So interest rates are so low right now, I think 3.85 if you have decent credit. Yeah. That's still
even lower
lows.
if your credit's a little better. And honestly, you really have to think a little more narrow from what you're saying, because I know one of the reasons that you're saying, listen, San Diego is actually a bargain, which makes a lot of us chuckle. But if you look at the entire state of California and you just don't think about the rest of the country that has amazing home prices.
Very much so.
San Diego looks a lot better than
It
Los
does.
Angeles or San Francisco.
And one of the things, Lauren, and if you take a look at the United States as a whole, the median household investment is about $300,000 to buy a home anywhere in the country. Here it's about $550,000. If you look at California, I mean, we're a bargain compared to San Francisco. They're about, I mean, it's like millions to be able to buy a home in San Francisco. LA, same thing. $550,000, not a bad deal. You could buy 2 or 3 properties for what it costs up in San Francisco.
And you're also saying that if you're able to, it is a great time to maybe buy an investment property and rent it out.
Yeah, that's a good thing. If you know, it's not for everyone. I mean, I get calls. I tell my wife, well, you know, something's going on here or there, or, you know, the power's out, or or the water
the toilet's
main's
not
off.
working.
Yeah, well, those things do happen. And I always say, hey, you know, call the city hotline and find out, because they're doing so much improvement over the water lines and the sewer lines, et cetera. So that might be something. There's always going to be something. If you own investment property, that's the investment. A lot of people don't want to work for it, though.
You also say that San Diego is more landlord friendly. What do you mean by that? Because, you know, you look at some of the short-term rental, the arguments that's going on in the city of San Diego, the council. What do you say to people who are now frustrated with all these regulations that they're trying to put on these short-term rentals?
Well, you take a look at California. I mean, San Francisco and LA, they've got rent control, and it's not good for the renters, which the Democrats and politically think it's a good thing, but then the landlords go, why should I fix up this property if I'm going to be constrained to be only rent for this much? San Diego, they have groups fighting this, because it's good to be able to have landlords that are going to take care of their properties and make sure they don't get run down and they're good shape and the renters live in good, safe places. So I think it's a really good thing that we don't have rent control here, and to be able to keep your properties up at a certain level only brings the neighborhood up and also keeps your investment at a higher level.
And looking at some of your other reasons here, I know that you say we have this amazing rental market here in San Diego because we do have a large population of military as well as veterans and students. I mean, we have a lot of university growth here.
We do, and we are not just dependent on tourism, which is one of the great things. I mean, we have a lot of big universities here. I mean, and the military is only growing. I think we have the second largest military naval base here in America is here in San Diego. 32nd Naval, then you have Coronado, then you have Camp Pendleton. I mean, those people are usually not going to buy because they're going to be deployed in 1 to 2 years somewhere and have to move. And that's one of the things I believe in is the Golden Hill, Sherman Heights, Grant Hill, Logan Heights, that whole area that's right there next to 32nd Naval and right across the bridge from Coronado. And if you have really nice properties there and make them family friendly with yards, pet friendly, etc., the rents are extremely high in those areas if you have a nice property and they feel that they're getting a safe, clean place to live.
What do you say to kind of the millennial generation that seems, studies are showing us, they're not really wanting to buy, they're wanting to rent, they're not looking at home ownership in California even as a possibility unless they have help from family members or parents. What do you say to them? Is that still something that they should definitely make a goal of doing, of having a home and working towards buying a home one day?
That's a great question. If you want to live in San Diego and you want to live close to your parents, I mean, to get a small gift from your parents of 10, 15, whatever $1,000 it is, to put a down payment on a condo at least, to be able to get your foot into the market instead of waiting, and then miss the market. It's better to invest, like I said at the beginning, is invest now because you'll appreciate it and work towards paying that mortgage down, and at least you'll have your foothold into the market now and be able to get a gift from mom or dad a little bit to get you in. If not, you can get a 3.5% down loan right now to be able to buy a property. I mean, I bought my first property for 3.5% down. I mean, I was like 18 grand. I was able to buy a $500,000 home.
Yeah.
I mean, and it just went up from there. So I say invest, work hard, invest your money. Don't just spend your money on BS.
They're not building
things like
any
that.
more land, right?
Exactly. Well, and we're constrained in San Diego. I mean, Cowles Mountain, take a look at, the whole, they can't build out in State Park, Queamac. I mean, we're very landlocked here. So, I mean, it's a beautiful place to live in San Diego. We're very blessed.
We can all agree on that. Carlos Gutierrez with Pacific Sotheby's, thank you so much for being here. And I love the patriotic socks.
Yes.
I don't know if we can get a
Go
sock
USA,
shot.
baby. You know it.
Oh, wait, can you lift your leg a little higher? I'm allowed to say it, right? Look, I love them. All right. Great socks.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Yes.
you.